Although the record of decision signed 8 months ago clearly cites a firing range complex in the Pagat Route 15 area, the Department of Defense contends it hasn't made a final decision and now wants to do additional studies on the siting of the live firing range complex at Pagat. In order to do that, the feds want the case remanded to the Department of the Navy and a stay of the case for 90 days to conduct that review. A motion was filed in the district court in Hawaii where the Guam Preservation Trust, the National Trust for Historic Preservation, and We Are Guahan first filed the suit against the DoD late last year. Attorney and We Are Guahan member Levin Camacho.
It basically admits that there may be alternatives that it didn't consider the first time around. And they also have come up with a new way, a new math of figuring out where the 10 million bullets that they plan on firing at Pagat Village will go.
While the DoD says they want to conduct the studies to determine if a technical solution could minimize the footprint of the range, the plaintiffs oppose the request for a stay as they believe DoD's plans to undertake the siting analysis would be done without any public review or input that's required by NEPA and federal laws. Instead, they believe the Fed's request is simply, quote, a strategic maneuver designed to plug obvious holes in the Fed's argument rather than a good faith effort to consider alternative sites for firing ranges that they've been asking for.
We've always wanted DoD to look at other alternatives. We've always wanted them to leave Pagat Village alone. But it's sad to see that they want to do that without involving the public. And that's what has been problematic from day one, is that they want to make these decisions without telling people what's actually going on, what's going on behind the scenes.
According to the briefs, the Navy expects that in the next 3 months they'll have a better estimate as to the likely timing for making a final decision regarding a specific site for the live-fire training range complex. At the same time, DoD also reserved the right to move to dismiss the complaint altogether at a later date. Judge Leslie Kobayashi indicated yesterday that she is inclined to grant the motion for voluntary remand and stay only if the plaintiff's concerns are addressed with 2 particular measures that they believe would ensure integrity and transparency of the process the Navy is proposing to undertake.
Basically saying that DoD, if you agree to allow the public to participate, and if you agree to allow the plaintiffs, which is We Are Guahan, the Guam Preservation Trust, and the National Trust for Historic Preservation, time to brief the matter if you guys do decide to continue with your plans to acquire Pagat and the surrounding areas, then we don't need to have a hearing.
And if that agreement can't be reached, a hearing will be held this Friday in Hawaii, Saturday Guam time. Camacho says if DoD agrees to the terms, then the lawsuit will be put in a lull, allowing the Navy 90 days to conduct the studies.
They're going to either say we need to do more studies or another EIS, or they're going to say, no, we were right the first time, we want to acquire Pagat. And if they decide to stay their course and to try to get Pagat for their firing ranges, then the lawsuit's going to proceed.
Because they characterize the relationship between the parties as one of, quote, shattered trust, We Are Guahan wants to ensure the public is able to participate in the re-examination of Pagat this time around. The parties must submit briefs on their positions on the pending motion before the court by Thursday night Guam time. If granted, the court would hold a status conference in 120 days. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Lanny Walker.